Bibi Aboko.
Conference the same grounds.
Yeah, go so. Yes, say me no kasa the ultimate friend conference in Poprekope. Wa oni say yakwa about 2020.
Yeah.
And a letter commission toOkrata de Breye. Say ebe yankama yento aba member of parliament. Na yento aba just for the presidential candidates na ho. Enti esade mosu only say just at least TF for Bebeti say now originally we're part of the Ohwe municipality and our constituency.
Yes.
And as a result of the creation of the additional 6 regions, Mekave part of the Ohwe constituency is split into 2. And 4 traditional areas. Likpe traditional area, Sandroko traditional area, Lolobi traditional area, and Akbafu, Ekodi Oti region. And Niakano, say Fodome, Alavanyo, Bleti, and Ahowe, Ebeka, voter region. And see, Nimzanka, Omekriti, constituency na Maye. I think it's 3 or 4 months to the general elections of 2020 elections, and Omekriti district no. And Omekriti district now we're very hopeful, say Omekriti constituency. Yet to about here, unfortunately, but you know share number so you DH but understand we got and say wow here na cause for parliament na ko hang parliament and now must say critical constituency as if they're just NDC because how a very strong NDC stronghold and then the NDC be winning na absolute majority of parliament. And nothing actually has to say in a democracy, being said that, say a population of almost 40,000 people, can be denied representation for 4 good years. I don't think it's good for a democracy. You see, rule of law na the ejuma there. One would have thought a demand be ejuma because MP or your lobbyist, so to speak, or your be or current or pay input to juma there. Oko parliament so MP biawo. Funds be development funds be finance and get fund be more national insurance fund be more social development fund be more or not me the one and Crawford until we are a new be representing naturally all those funds even those tax at the moment we've been denying those funds and see there how you be you go do this in your critical at all even a dying crowd be even to pay their rent has become a major issue
for the assembly.
For assembly itself, come a major issue. At the point I had even the landlady wanted to eject them from the place.
Wow.
And see, really nothing going on. Oko drew the only thing will be any Zoom line for this that's being container. Nothing really going on. And Osha Kwanya area very, very pathetic, hard dream. Go out after okay, Eban say ye ni MP na ye new district na nkomo de share obinsa na omo pay particular attention say okay mo ni MP de ba input djuma mo hia no aban ni da ho a oye de boa mo so the people can take solace in okay ye nya MP bom de ba ya kwa mo fesi markets be ni omo ya ma ye kan na asem ye so nsem but unfortunately mo be no e koso but you know, so the train. My understanding checking from Parliament for the rules, and they say electoral commission the CI and the ABA, and they are waiting say Parliament return here. It will be gazetted and laid. And you can say you be draw. You are not you own a day.
Okay.
And to be some make us say the people of one district, okay. People of Lobby, Likpe, Sandroko and Akbafu. They say a major concern is limited registration. I say baby. And the major issue will be a company.
Yeah, so it's one of our topics indeed.
I think ECB has on Shani. Nana was Oga because there's order. Nana, my topics now they are sending me account. Me who can't say me and there be a man. Then you have to and then I kind of it here. I didn't we have Facebook almost shows that Facebook now I will do. I don't know the camera. I didn't count. And then I'm saying I'm the phone preoccupied. Nana, you have a call. Nana Mikey, won't check him, mammy.
It's a friend that Tiaso.
Ayo mon friend ayo mame friend engineers ne bi mam no mo hwe microphone mame ana better still betimi akọ ba ana pa ya o
the mic ni ya jume meka sama no o kan maka
oni me eno pe mi nsem a meka no
me bi op pa ganda pa
ojimi
na kasa gum na mze
ojimi avide ojimi nsem
be mic no okay
ono at heart no ya MPP ni kan on to me nka
ana so bi amoko de
so who say okan the constituency assembly okan no ono the nasem ono
o mic no of friend
owo this year no the NPC here now to me choose back come choose owo ampa na meka
everyone no so uzu
ampa na meka
everyone no to me asem
da be me ntime nya bi pinida
na ni titru ni say ono onime energy masem tum or the masem ye adwuma afenso na kuma mo pa no utie nsemo kafa ne constituency huna o si wonya anamsini ewo mrahye bedwam enso ahojo bibia koso yi matiso dofu one planting for food and jobs wanya which is how kakra eno obo ankola gu nyina eno matise one day so afa yes we see factory ketwa kakra
Fred
yam bro ne niama sa nti eno so amadwuma nti ahojo pa nti unse won NDC for no mame nkanyi won se NDC for no ja sa eho na asem kan if say ahojo njije kufa do ba nyina emfaso eba ho pepepepe nti no wan kan
no but issues were raised about the creation of a constitution.
No fundamental me ni achi me kan atinka ho asem ho also no say esa nanka parliament nanka akodi won afa and am so won am won jai kan if say ho no ahojo na hoto aba ho ntia. That's the reason. What I say.
Me too.
Separate from electoral requirements. I know the mini who asamka men shed them mama drink or and the electoral commission back near the bed near NDC for Becca. And I can say apart from that, no, uko a honomna and potem hona. We to me a pija a full kakra. And our pager factory kukru be a airboa. Inti one district one factory, any planting for food and jobs no or the ye juma wo. And Uncle Vunian Faso. Inti na yen till NDC for one can was as no hubio.
Adom 106.3 FM.
Menyayanka na naka anka menka ba ja se na from am na yetintino o ja le 20 na abedane na ho one district one factory yanti da yehunda ebi ni ho ebi ni ho me district planting for foods and jobs yakoye den ana wudi bia mame
no say them na me check
I've
apply.
Me go apply. I didn't apply for anything. No. I didn't apply for anything, please. I didn't apply for anything. I'm not doing. Me
okay. Me news coming in, and I'm sourcing BBC. News coming in, and this is about an hour ago.
Gabon.
Yes. The army officers have appeared on national television in Gabon to say they have taken over. And they said that they were annulling the results of Saturday's election in which President Aliou Bongo was declared the winner. The Electoral Commission said Mr. Bongo has won just under 2/3 of the votes in an election the opposition argued was fraudulent. His overthrow would end his family's 53-year-old hold on power in Gabon. And that's the news coming in. Say, yaka say the asoja for no, wamo aji wama no abo. So ye say coup esi Gabon. And that's the news coming in about an hour ago from BBC. Nana Fredia, maybe quick comment, brief comment on this. Nafi.
Coup some no de no crani. No crews a hadri. A woman said Gabon for a problem. But because I'm penning for no as one SCC or manager. Now, meaning a cool nebebwadia. Gabon for no went to me now. Meaning, could you make us a maybe so I'm made me home, bro? Yeah, mean to me just. But a woman's a Gabon or problem. In the Abia, can an uncle send penny for na some a tutor. Be my money person coming as some day. I know she. You ever heard any penny for me?
Okay, Fred.
Asem when you as a man cannot see as an ajato.
Yeah.
I asem Kessia papa. Mframa ebo ewa Africa. And can in the sub region. I am from Acacia. Ultimate as Ghana and Frim. Na Mpensenpensenmu kasa bi omo kan se ja to nua bojima na wasan so da se nua odi ho anata na mo kan ne koso in West Africa, especially francophone West Africa. Dia anoyede na obebisa on se efri na bedrua coup d'etat there etasi. You know, there could be general reasons that could see. Serbia, there's hardship in the country. Serbia, there is corruption in the country. Serbia, the leader is not governing using rule of law. You know, and I say trying to change the constitution to extend their stay in office. Etimanisi, but I follow closely near Koso in the Francophone West Africa. Uban said there are two things that are triggering the coup d'etat were Bakune omu colonial masters influence on those countries. And the people have just woken up to the realization say you cannot suppress us forever and ever. Now, as Jeff Kennedy said years ago, no, you can fool all the people some of the time. You can fool some people all the time. But you can't fool all the people all the time. You can check it from the secular world, you can check from the biblical world. There is no group of people that have been suppressed forever and ever. A new day will come one day. And when that time comes, no military might, no police force, nothing is able to stand on the way of the people. Now history can say could it be anywhere see or we are see be anya the popular support of the people at Nyajina. The only time I could tell bit Nyajina and nice so akwenim nature say timamofo and the people of that country no ejitum say near koso no there was a need for a military takeover. We shared the way of France as suppressing omo colonies. Minya otu kwena free Ghana. Ebia Côte d'Ivoire fatun kakra. And Nigeria Senegal so eya to na anamo kakra. If you take these two countries out from Togo to Burkina Faso to Niger to Gabon and they count Senegal, Sierra Leone for some there ye grofo. Now ocean near Koswa. The level of poverty. Say yeti ya maimu ni wezika. Now ya share mrase. Ye de sika na be to central bank. Or Paris. Anytime be beka say sika na ye de be to ye pena. All the mind say busuan ye be to your interest. Say we asase so. Nyame dom ye na nya natural resource bia we asase so. Say ye gold, say ye diamond, say ye dendea. Momo companies, every Momo Krum France, and they want the right to come and mine these things on our land. Every major project be a bay or a Krum Biano. Mo companies, and in fact, I contact the Momo. Not too long ago, even a country like Côte d'Ivoire, say the seat of presidency, a French first Canadian see. So the president lived in that facility as a rented facility. They were paying rent to the French government. A group of people will accept this forever and ever. Maybe Papa Muji too. Yeah, Mami Muji too. But this generation cannot wait. And so, Obi be a better than Adilu no say coup d'etats are a thing of the past. It is not enough to say, oh yeah, they coup d'etat. Obi ampe. Because if you read the history of coup d'etat across the world, embu obia, a bet ni ato no edoso. A man be breso coup d'etat akoso obiano. A train on mine equity. But nipa da seni, the way God created us. Young crofo about Yatina nipa da found there so forever and never. Oh yeah, down on me pray so me jomo. Oh we the I did a friend say the bona. No so person kuna. Obe attack you. She nyama bi koso. Na yam pepe man can. We all don't wish ill for ourselves. We wish the very best. Your democracy and especially in Ghana. See a bit timama na tumpa kweni kesepa. Because we have our own history. Oshe, those who tend to support the 1966 coup d'etat, the coup d'etat that overthrew Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, arguably the first coup d'etat in sub-Saharan Africa. And we know the people masterminded, the brains behind it. Those who up to date justify that coup d'etat will tell you, say, Nkrumah has introduced a one-party state by 1963. Now, you know, there was no other means of changing government. And the only available means then was a military coup d'etat. Coup d'etat BSC or we are say Biano. The proponents have a justification. They will give you reasons. What's your memo, for instance? Now, all state institutions are set up. Some na yentimi entrench your democracy. Na yentimi 2.0 na ba na say and never like be president. Na ma compromising all those institutions. Now all that those institutions do is my bidding. You are inviting a coup d'etat. So sorry one day now to say very senior police officers. Akoshia kukum. A omudi nkomo e kwa mbefa so a ebia o me ya IGP dia free ho na fro bia ba no atna be ye aban bidding now by not winning the next election now. That is a treasonable offense. That is a plot to assassinate the constitution of the country, and that's a coup d'etat. And in conclusion on this issue, and I think that I really wish that we have enough time say about country by country.
Yeah.
Because if you listen carefully and listen to all the analysis across, I can tell you, say Niekos or Gaboni, there are a few more countries I experience it. There are a few more countries in West Africa. You cannot go to a country. Someone you're more on there from 1968. Now back for Atinaso San Ovua. Now the Baba take over. And the same
in the case of Gabon, say for 53 years.
How? Look at our neighbors here.
Yeah, Togo.
What is the meaning of that?
Yes.
In so type and in last one, these old leaders of ECOWAS, whatever they call themselves. No, Omokotinase, Ewo baby.
Fred.
No, I have no respect for them.
Oh no, Fred.
I'm telling you the truth because they are not free. They don't inspire any confidence. Please allow me to make my submission. I know what I'm saying. It may not be palatable to you, but this continent belongs to all of us. These countries belongs to all of us, and we have a responsibility to call them out. We have a responsibility to call them out. Listen, respect is N. You must carry yourself and conduct yourself in a way and a manner. When I wake up, I see you in the morning, I'll salute you. When you have decided to behave like my 3-year-old daughter in the house, I'll treat you as such. It's a natural phenomenon. Nobody can dispute that. What are we talking about? Yet, yeah, problems with your Côte d'Ivoire. Did you have ECOWAS leaders then? Problems with your Burkina Faso. ECOWAS leaders in your. Problems with Guinea-Bissau. ECOWAS leaders in your. Problems with Gambia. No money. What happened suddenly? BC or Nigeria. Mwakoshia said, "Mudisuja for the call." Do you know the repercussions?
You think they have some interest?
Do you know the impacts? Have they thought through it very well? Fred, do you know the number of countries that Niger border on the west coast and even to North Africa? And among you, even in West Africa, some of your leaders are saying, you know what, we are not going to be part of this. Mali say, you know what, we are not interested. Could Ghana Hana Yawano? Your man and you baby sao. Mini aminoti ha. Besi ne as a nation. Ne cost war friend say apa is a from pose. Mama Yaregamu consensio. Boku. Look at these Boku issues. Look at how long Ateki military for a alcohol, police for a alcohol, intelligence service, basic net means one. Oh, Nigeria out here, Boko Haram, Tetel, basic ne. The whole military might of Nigeria won't me combat here. No. You see, you don't give room for exigencies.
Okay.
And what America said, that decision was not well thought through.
Fred,
and they should have known better.
That's it.
And which other way can I describe them?
That's it, Fred.
Nana Fred, Nedi kind. Queen Biaso, Opeso Cansem na ehontia. O nipa. Queen Biaso, Opeso Cansem na ehonti. Nipeti, no and the fadria. Yen nipa cro. Let me do that. Aye. Go Casano, who said Benkum Chreon. Oh, Master.
No, I mean,
Casa were one who do. And yes, I said, Obiaso. Nana, O Casana, O Casa Mekaza. Then I'm again. Okay,
Fred, allow. Fred.
Aye, no, Fred,
Agonyo, and I'm making my teacher. Fred Agonyo, Fred Agonyo, you said emphatically, said you don't have respect.
Yes, I did.
That's what I'm talking about.
But that is not.
So disrespect to be brought.
Yeah.
Which is all something come to
yeah,
won't bisani and trewasia. As a channel ordinance something come at no one so. One what you or pepenia di. Otiwe or pepenia di or pepenia amanico. Eddie. Sako ya okay. Ni penny akodi ko order. Akodi penny order. Or your president waga Mr. Maham okay ko. And no there's amre na won yansa for. Nipa na wo no fa no anim. San pen no so. Enti asem na okay. Ni dikai. Ni to so mienu. Sako ku samui. Eya amamon jiji so. Minim baby ana Fred war 1980. 81, 82. Copy me 85 for baby. Minim baby ana Fred war. Minim send your name unim ya sefa. Minim send your TV asiasi. Minim se baby ana 72. Ni nyina me obio. Ni ana me menim enhu ade any 66 there. But 69 72 there me hu ye pa. 79 dear me hu ye pa. 82 dear so me hu ye pa. Na se Fred na dwen say akoto ye say den anti ye say obi be sorry prekope na odi tu esi so na aka kire say bo no nsi anwumre akoda umpe akoda na se Fred nim say ebia ne se wa bi eton ade adwaso na nkrofo atwen abagu no so bo no se ni sikonya na yede no nya se scan wombra oti wiem ton ade peska se Fred ni mu a yetumi pa oba ho ne yede ne nam krom egu ne ho fi if se obi edi yaw se adan na se ni a bibia ni hono ma ye kira se nyi nti amanfo kaku asema ya bakosem ba ko ye ni ho adwuma yie enma ni penti ase ni se ku bia ni hono ma aboayen ku bia ni ho aboayen ubetumi akanese ni ope obeka no politics N66 UP4 me say ku bia me ana meka me say ku bia ni ho oka opa ko he na kirasem obeka ya President Akufo or the reconciliation committee.
Yeah. National reconciliation.
Only ma de krontia okofa sa de ne bae. If se ne yaw wo nipa mu. Emobi ebeka na sem nkruma penso ya ye de ye no. Obeka ye. Na se 2003 or se 4. Na so obeka 1962 asemwa. Then it should tell you say kuze moyen every say nipa di yaw che. If somebody comes to tell you a story more than 20 years later, now me 79, Anya gra madam for me yonko brebo me mfani ni agro. Your friend Francis Feli, on in Augustine. When could you call ne papa? Me name ne papa baby, I mention that basic never did yaw because madam for no. Now on one casa. Not Tony a champion. Meanwhile, in Crawford, a barber saku in an, would you want a chair? Sika wants you be pay beer, one auntie as you, one dear sir. One ya dear bro assing, sir, one yat, Sagana, young Passiacon. And also no problem no opening as I see a fitting near this and common. Okay, I say, yeah. Quite be also your betuaba. Obachra wagging. Yet to a bunny we are near Odin Kunimno, Obedi and him. Obedi and him coping by Bassan to a babion, near to me a tray a dream. Me embra a doom ran as me to about 18 now and ne Obinia 18 and not to aban. Me do 18 I mean to be. Me I could do 30 and Sana me to aba. Na say na wodi 18 out to me to aba osikumbra ni nyi sa abato no mfiri wonsem nya sa ba na wom if say obi eti baby ono onya ne hu nti ose ne obi anya no
okay na na fedua
ku na bi magana yen tie me bi magana e maso ena ku bia ni hono ma ye friends ni pesi jomunti na che wenum ba ya when di ku bedi so 10 years when ba obi anjeje won so
na na fedua but I think that the issues, the things that yes, Fred.
Obi eni wa watena sidi ha na no pay. Aka say. Coup d'etat e ya de papa.
I think
Kasa na me kami po kan ne. Me kan say. Fred.
Allow me, please.
Okay.
Allow me. The issues are Fred outlining the things that brings about these schools. Niema Fred Eboso. But listening to him, I didn't really get.
Second, those conditions can prevail here. And
I think Mohammed. Let me come to you. It's on the breaking news. Soldier for the military has taken over.
And I am super excited. Trust me. And I am super excited.
You are?
I am super excited. Look, I've had a stint with international relations. And when I say these things, I say them not. I
think you do.
Young patrons are media miniaji. On say, you were coup d'etats, and you were rebellions, and you were revolutions. These are three strands of collective violent behavior. Now, so as I say, revolution will we. I don't necessarily want to regard it as a coup d'etat per se. It's more like a revolution. Look, can you imagine being independent without independence? Say, Usha all Francophone Africa, not even West Africa, but of course a lot of the former colonies, of France or West Africa. But Usha all former colonies of France, not even in Africa, but also Caribbean. Say it is in the Caribbean, in fact, it is one of the poorest countries in the world. And France is responsible. They still are paying debt to the French. Near the Kaimunambedi or Moso. Essa ni essa museni na koye. Afe muse amamwona amudi baye no omudi moka. Nti besine they still pay France for having colonized them and exploited their resources. Ebede no omatumpon. Enubi na all the look. The French had 14 terms in an agreement for all of their former colonies. And these terms are such that there's no way some countries no betimi atumpo sebi we dem Mr. Manu da sumina so obi ncheme any former colony of France betimi akasa in the Committee of Nations we so die edi enimu pa Yemva West Africa. Cote d'Ivoire is not doing badly, but no, it is well. I'm just being charitable. And yes, but Yemva is they are surviving. And Ukraine is because of some interventions by some presidents are Gbagbo, for example. No anti-France, anti Ukraine too no. So Obia, who is anti-France, yet me tunu mani ye. What makes people think, say, look, some revolutions are ekokoswi. And a revolution against government, so a revolution against France. Look, Ghana, we had indirect rule. What was the essence? To use young crop for to perpetuate the rule of the British. And no been echoes in these francophone West African countries. You said they would have Sebi, a puppet government that is answerable only to France. Now you see, revolution always takes away the old order, so that a new order is ushered in. France for Nankasano. The French Revolution, what was it about? It was to overthrow Adom ancien regime. The old regime, the old order, and they wanted it gone because not everybody was a subject of the king. And every citizen of these francophone West African countries, almost subjects of the French and of France. Central bank, you have no control. And Ghana, imagine say your central bank was not autonomous. Minkaza is even dependent on another country. Me see like you're independent. Your central bank is part of your independent Ghana. No, they are not even autonomous. Can you imagine what would have happened? Anka de bia isika sema nkoyi. For a two country bia omudie. Not only are they not autonomous, but they are dependent on another country's central bank. Would you want omu reserves are held in another central bank? Central bank bia holds its own reserves. But omu reserves is held by another central bank. Would you want I mean, what you say what you say? And omu the currency be abremo, and that currency is pegged against masa new money be wa would you want David. Yeah.
Nana, please speak into the microphone.
Me how say 1 year is cool.
Yeah.
I drink now Ukraine. I don't know Ukraine.
I like
we haven't seen that.
No,
that's our problem.
No, Mijitum said that's a very high possibility.
Unless there was a linkage.
Yeah.
Mali say or say on Niger it's because they've had their coup, and maybe they are working with them. If they are, for me, I see this revolution you're talking about.
Yes.
If the linkages are there and they're going to take a stance that will say any France in Niger.
And Niger.
But
Niger has asked them to leave.
They will do that.
They went and disconnected their water and light.
Yeah.
Until the idea is a move French for look, Niger is rich in gold and uranium. Udim sir. And just uranium, but gold so now so Sebi. You can Niger. Me told you be cross Sebi. You bought dinner.
Me can't send me 2 years ago. And ECOWAS was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Now ECOWAS friend.
Yeah.
Na ya him for ni asofo.
Okay.
And in Shemu no when be in Ghana has one way free Niger ba no. Dana ye baby in Shemu no. It took them 2 days.
No direct
to leave
flight.
Their own country. To leave
Niamey.
There's another big city. To leave that place to come
to Niamey before to fly.
Just say if too free as a too free cry consum for 10-20 minutes there, I have two bebo.
Kai.
What two Ghana okon? It will be to me a bebo kun. Intino. To every year in common.
And a idea about the French order. No, this is something that favors them. Look, Mali and Tokowa, when there is the instability in Niger,
but I think
you see, yeah, this despots no bar. Now almost microphone so until they allow French phono to continue the exploitation.
But not my same business. I mean, through this discussion, as African countries, have we done enough to earn, our sovereignty from some of these?
I said, man, okay, what do you mean?
No,
must we do something to sovereignty? Is not end.
It's not end. It's yours.
It's exactly. Our sovereignty is an inalienable right. Every right to self-determination. The right to self-determination. The right to self-determination is an inalienable human right. And to whether Sebi, what exactly. Then we don't need to earn or deserve it from anybody. Until Fanny say you could share French force. And we now you see they've not done enough. Russia Ukraine war. Argentina US France for any Germany for almost war Ukraine for. It is because they are trying to protect that right to self-determination.
Yes.
Until are they saying Ukraine for have not done enough to deserve their sovereignty? In every conversation, obviously the sovereignty of Ukraine must be protected. They never ask the question whether they deserve it or not. Because the key principle is that you don't have to do anything to deserve it because it is yours.
Then why do they still have homes?
Let me.
Nana Fidia.
Question, Papa. I say, be more, and I can say to me, the Befiana.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes. And I think it's not the question to ask in the beginning, in the first place.
See a trim cross, yeah, the Fata, but of Robenso.
If you are chancing.
A chance, no, I can say a chance. This is what could be Gambaga. It's not possible.
Absolutely.
Good. So we shouldn't even think it.
Yes.
And anyway,
the context in which one will be sending the question. If I really am get what he's trying to say, they say
this
thing has lingered on
for long.
For all these years.
No, because
we as a people.
Why?
For
Yes.
To tell them say,
Fred.
It's as if we have not done much.
Yes.
And for whether it took us longer than enough. The difference between like the years, the number of years between education in the south and the north, 103 years. But if I'm Mikagana cross them
yes.
But nonetheless, since it finally happened. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I just said them crana say boa. Until me I am says I'm super excited. Because na ma twen but nyame adom say aba and I didn't enye falasa how French boy. This is their source of survivor. Until Queen Bia so they'll make sure say, wow, we are watching say, Obe Chesadi no mono, Masa Wasubeshi. Until they impose despots. Uko DRC rich in diamonds. All minerals are open so dream who they are rich there. Now so DRC is a nightmare. But unim SCC adia na friend Arab Spring no. The West was super excited. Say democracy is going to the north. To the Arab world. This is a way of building democracy from the start. Because you know democracy. It was a way of extending the control of France. And we should be hailing here because these revolutions must be celebrated. Globally and in the sub-region, we must be celebrating some revolutions.
Okay.
Until I mean, Fred Yadrin say, ECOWAS, look, the objects, the founding objects of ECOWAS. What kind of year? Integration of West African sub-region, as you say. You cannot integrate an equals. You have to say, democracy, democracy. The idea is that you integrate here. There's something they call democratic peace, which means that democracies don't fight. And one of their objects is that you integrate here, we tend to build democracies. And in Tokona between and amongst, intra-country wars, inter-country wars, integration now, how do you integrate will be our own democracy indeed? And these revolutions must be celebrated as a beginning. Say let's make sure there is smooth transition into democracy in a way that the control of France will be free.
But whilst hailing some of these revolutions, we should also look at the repercussions, especially on democracy. I mean, the consequences on.
No,
on
see,
some of these.
I do not see there would be likely negative spillover from these revolutions into already established democracies. I mean, if anything, they take inspiration from Ghana. Some of these countries feel Ghana for Britain and control. They are inspired by look, Sebi, Mr. Mikau. They don't mean Ghana is the United States for these countries. Onya bon humodin be pie wa ha masa we en hwe onko bi mu aha na omo ba edibeju obi onye sika bi oba Ghana be ginani. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Look, imagine say Ghana is a model country. Even though yen cry our issues no. Why she? Won Kotamali na she. Yen nuanum zabarma for they appreciate say Ghana ye bibia eboy. They can do the same thing. And media, I am not an advocate of violence. But revolution, and this is bloodless. These are bloodless revolutions.
They came already to announce that we have taken.
Look, Omunku Obia, these are bloodless revolutions. I say a bomb, but make sure say ECOWAS. Now, if ECOWAS rule would be say how do we guide these newcomers to transition into democracy properly so called? What must I say? But not to be threatening na standby force no mudi yede. Mu Boko Haram Nigeria. Boko Haram Nigeria muntimi. Mali, if Anka we could deploy our when terrorism a man who so no
Emma utumene ya adwin wo se wanye obia wamfa ne nsa benku man churu bia o tre ni ama utumene na se ne ya adwin I now
only him would I say would I shadow blows now he's feeling it boni him obi who say two blows no now so Fred.
All right guys Landemami Atik Landemami na
terrorism a man who in the United States no banana gaza kra mi obi kama no o cousin tisu nana wo de
friends
no mi yangaza wancho
dabi we no kasa
no mi yangaza
mama nka nasem
wo de
we have other issues.
Oh, yeah, very important issues. But the Mpensenpensenmu some of these issues they remind one of maybe but it's very important. Terrorism, a man who's in the United States. Look at the extent of deployment. Number of soldiers as US4 Ediko Akun. When Boko Haram, a man who's would have expected say ECOWAS. Yeah. Because you see, sub-regional, supranational body are friend ECOWAS. The idea is okay, ECOWAS got more vision, vision 2030. So by 2030, we should be moving towards ECOWAS of citizens from ECOWAS of states, which means ECOWAS citizens. And to say BBC one country, one ECOWAS or West Africa becomes one big country. That's the idea. Now one part of it experience terrorism. What all now can say ECOWAS let me deploy forces to go and help Boko Haram. Omuba Mali no, they should have done that. Burkina Faso, they should have done it. Mwanye ebimu kweji omu hu yakanza omu fa hodie omu ji omu hu efi France yakanza rule mu muzi enu mu die
okay
mutiko apa medwe hu aminti ase
atik me da say Adom 106.3 FM Atik Mohammed na ote nenkano yebe call MPP wamo super delegates conference no mu any other matters o say enyayo ehunya
no bro ho o da de ujata bade be fi da wada ne obo wa de me fa me obe
game park games men koswa emmo man for enkaye enra me di to just Steven watch game park games no ebi bomodin say obefresa number game park games watch say we di 108,000 Ghana cedis but omo frewa omo sankan where the 108,000 Ghana cedis, but almost frewa, almost san county friend number Frank Owusu or director sales and operations our Game Park Limited 0555 930300 0555 930300. That's obituary property rating so bomode na portal.myassembly.gov.gh na kutia menkukuru sika mfa mu bia GRA NSM mbosa enkai yeketsika sem no se ope loan na ADB ebema loan oye bosumi adwuma oji bosumi akatua nko ade a ADB se bra wo mo personal loans top up loans nyina eka ho enti bra na wo mo ma obesia na fetwitwa ho odwani che ADB branch bia ebenwa utimi ene wo mo edi enkita ho 0302 210 210 and 0302 224 043 ADB the People's Bank ADB truly agric and more nana fredia msabeja for me ndem che
MP you free that's no musi anyasem
no me no me say there are other issues so we dey actually running story
yeah
and you
Nana. My member the aftermath of Memenda near AC and a committee the Presidential Elections Committee asitra omatra share some of the incidents are see in a petitions are aspirant ni bi ewo ede ma won nana.
Well, obeyam say ni dikan ye bo ku na baso ne tosu mienu mpani e hihye ne course nyina ye bo abaso.
Yes.
Ne tosu menza won ye kopre ne ye bo abaso. Ena won ye koto abano nso ebinum tu anamon osi mu fi ni krom ni fie baby no tu kwan koye Ghana hodo eko no hodo yasem hienti won be sen koye eko your friends eko to aba se fata nti e bo bi aba so ne tosu mi no kukuku kaka bia nhye dansi ni si na be mi ansa bi asem yenka senya asem nso udi susu ne course no ho a hwe enhye dansi sa nti no nso ye bo bi aba so se ekọ ne sa as ekira asem no nso Mpensenpenmu ede nhihye ato ho a esefata ye kase hia nipa num ena ewi ase na ebinum ko board draw on board draw no nti esi on san ko to obibium amse bedu kwasi ada na asem to atwa ebinum akire won adwen se anko bi nsi fom meni obi anya adwen sa emwaen yenkoto aba na manfo nkire ya adwen
o kire run off no
ai yenkoto obi nsi fom sen ne kuma mu adihia se obeba beboa aya omana akonanim nti opiso di mampani owogidie se obetumi aka bibi akire kuma no amwen ato amano no abedi anim manemra senior sefata me dey sad na ya no and you could negotiate there be
but Ora Cabinet Japan for instance I suggest say nka yema mu mienu nyina enjoin the form for nanka enyese
otina no wan call National Council nti obetumi akokire sa adwe no sempanimfo no beti na superma ebia na eya sempa ebi enyo no kwa naka nipa bebre adwen so no say enya bade amomenko after all abato nti enu so ya adwenkyere ne hadwen ne say emra na ye hihye ma ye ho no yesi nipa num yankase positions num on different brofo no difference yesi nipa num yankase gina bia no nti no ema se ye pese di yen ayemra so a em se be ma na ye din se emra wo ho num ne ahihye ni asan aka adane no ebia je se court fo ne betumi aboa ama yaka brofo bi ahye mu a kire se ye ne sai yi but ya adwenkyere ena nya adwenkyere bone ebinum so adwen ne sa se ene anka edusa de ne yemo nyina anko
ye mani pa mi ni na enjoy ne for no nanka
ebinum so akire sa ena make say nya adwen bone adwen pa asikire no ene hia se mpanimfo betena se ne akire kirim se koyi a no ya fa se nkoyi nso a no ya de se fata
okay
nti me madwen se ni nyina aboayen ne toso biom ekuo wo hoi e woni mra no se ye di nkomo no Fred koka bibi na meka se watene ne nsa benkum akire so ni se fede me feel Fred me ne ye nyina bisa no ye ni anumpa but why ade baako a Fred aya me ya se me ye ni apani na ojitum na mami kenye
ala na Fred
na Manchester City wa edi league so 3 times na ye mo ya I say Arsenal for more than Timo Bianya. Intino Fred, what did you say me only penny? Bedroom, me no casa. Now I saw person meko. A carbontin the anonymous I had. Or pen people papa say do about Timpano.
But na pe wa catch say would you any MPPC
anyway, it's just some make say what do Sabenkum tine wa uku so a waka tekrema in fact what everyone wa opare opia okasetia eku kasetia o mampani edu mampani en fa me ho say Mr. Mahama untumi mfa on Sabenkum ntine so it is wrong.
You are referring to Honorable Canada Japan?
Yes, it is wrong. Yanyesa Yes, because Nipacron Ujana, she say on any hosa Orakufo, say babyotic crown still on any hosa. So, yes, because we're the Mampenina, who didn't penny pet. Usuba SSS, as I near maybe a dumb strong come out. Sounds soon as a nipano actually boom out. Intinos a honor the uncle ye. Many no uncle made at this Rebecca Obianca said, own to me to a boy, Yadia, Rebecca said, Yaman in Codenim, Ubian Casa, Ubianzo means, but as so didn't need to because se Cobase, a to a bamano, Nase or no Cupija Franca, Nagana for Pijanoa. So obe person na Fredi akasa no de nsa benkum kire nana eya yentu ye bo ne amabe mu nti no sale ho de ehu hia ba nti se ko no efre
your gesticulations really you don't pay attention
nti asem na represent no person mesri nya se makata mesi person if you say anyway nti ne be kan si ne se ye besre
okay
obia se unim se ebia ne se eminia hopes nkokasa ya o hankasa yi ni nyina enkoyi say when ko media as far as I'm concerned ade ba ko aga na fo ye nim ye pa ne chopa
yes
ye nim ye pa fire ye bro so ma etumi ye fan full respect but nyano sana make media me see ye tumi pacho man ye sa we dia ye free hono man na anko ye twa
okay all right me that's it I think
with the mechanic too need kan ma obia oko contest ni mu no kwa they all did well. I mean, and I've always made the point, as well, your money in such a way, said they don't have to spend the rest of the campaign season doing reconciliation. Now, the way I remember started here, not just or more be a pa. Now, I mean, all those who made it to the top 6, you're more money na trinkwa. But there's even a tie, and I think, and also a EBR that they need to discuss. Me, they're coming, uncle, almost 16 uncle. I mean, I don't think
I think Kwabena Japan has made.
I think it's the most logical thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I've been another special election for just 2 people. Ube bought the same kind of boy, menjin this idea ebeboa.
Yeah.
And some of the incidents are internal contest imponi. Well, and it sends the wrong signals. Nipana anapapana ye buno ananka omuya hani nino. I think there is objectionable and a party opinion for me. Any clear condemnation of sa incident no. Missy minyan who would no, there is no state. No, what I meant to say a Ghana form wage man away. Say even though it's an internal contest, but communicate to Ghanaians mom who say moon so sa man so. Issue a statement, not condemning like publicly, not obianji to on air. You see, Inter-American me maintain, but I'm sure if a statement were issued at Anka Yebehu, that's something. Otherwise, it's like I said, some tacit endorsement of Nisi, even though Minjin this sanity. And it's very important. Say, on condemn is I don't know. Yeah. And the other issues on said. Oh no, oh how do you know?
I think make your point. I think
oh yeah, football later. And the example now fine wow. Now the other issue is who share some of the during and post-election utterances it be hard. Showdown it dear. Me nyaya nanka me who showdown be.
But so
master showdown there do. Oh, you see
a showdown against the vice president and the president.
Showdown is a synonym of beef in entertainment. In politics, a showdown. Your friend is showdown. Your friend is beef. But where I disagree with him, he said the showdown with the vice president. Oh no, then now I. If you're having a showdown with the president, maybe people want you are having a showdown.
No, he feels that it happened to his. I think it was in the northeast, Anambra.
Northeast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And if he's having a showdown with the president, and not the ABR, there is something people otherwise he's not standing any election. And if there is a showdown, maybe Bibinti but vice president should a candidate he on need to me be a but sometimes I can understand when people get overly emotional you can promise showdowns but mean Jin this showdown the beba so until like Nana Fred was saying sometimes on the spur of the moment people say things me showdown there me say beef there until showdown is the equivalent of beef in entertainment what is in politics you can beef have what you say you see politician when we have beef there be showdown. What I say now I think sometimes we all slip and to me I want to consider this as a slip even though it is in its right to feel apprehensive say bibi koso etiano obeka ho asem but abia oko extra by promising a showdown he could have said all that he thought without necessarily. And so showdown so there sometimes we be showdown yen count for show muna my showdown
no so my signal now down so na just say showdown neighbor
is a worthy opponent or catch us me showdown but I think these are things they can easily resolve patch of way near ye from when you speak and you that's not to say not all canon na endimu but the way he expressed it, the choice of words, ebina embwa. But who's in there? Look, I think Okasa try. Characterizing. Look, any bonio. Whether we are Kokra now we are Brewer, it's a blessing to even be old. What I say, that's my view. Say, Obia nyamie shranu no nyinche. Nyamie shrawa we nyinche. And that should not be idea or as a obidi chawadapa. Now, there's no evidence, if you ask me. You see, politics way. Rumors sometimes are made to look like facts. But when you na sona the cancer ma, ye frauna si be chichi mo aya na ayedin. Media omu you are Hobson would want to campaign for whoever emerges other than the candidate, What I say any candidate in the winner, he would be forced to campaign. That's a Uncrofo only on Bay campaign. Now, what you are, I don't think say a tree until like none of you just said chopper dear, Ghana for him, and
I think check your microphone on mine.
If they strongly feel say, after sober reflection, Mikasa try. Patcho and a party opinion for so misread. And more they can caution them and all of that. Now omunko meaning.
That's your take. Fred.
Minia. MPP for na momo tui many omunya adwen wa kwambe breso. The first issue Mpensenpensenmu look at in say okay temna president Kufuor be free so 2007 and omokoye omo conference to elect omo flag bearer e won Legon. At that time na nipa 17 and I express interest on me contest. Eventually I think say you were father step it down and no me about 16.
Oh, you mean 20?
Yes. I think until on one contest election.
Yeah.
And I'm mess na omo express interest in it, And koye mraka say omeko about to na money bro 5 so omo super delegates conference. O share the criteria no mo determine crofo na omo delegates the super delegates conference no. Enye ni papam. Because kwa koto aba ai flag bearer. Who total delegate over 200,000 200,000 delegates.
Yeah.
And now they're about to. How do you sample less than 1,000? What does it represent? What you say in research? What does it represent? Not even 1% of the total number that you are dealing with. What you say? Not even one. Oh please! Not even 1% of the population now. Odi ejuma and our sample odi ejuma. Share the caliber of persons involved in this congregation, this delegates group. It's as the eye of the party. Okay, Ghana democracy. I think 93 about 2 years. Yet to the parliamentary elections ahead of the presidential. Anameboa. Unimnentia subsequently elections here in Yebio. It is believed that elections determines who becomes the president next. Because the party that wins majority of the seats automatically, but yeah, if he has won parliament, then he must win as well win the presidency. And that's what mean governor of minor. Now me can say you don't go and pick all government appointees like ministers, chairman of party, blah blah blah, congregate them into a congress to go and elect 5 people for 2,000 now to go and determine their fate. I have a problem with that particular provision. They should look at it. 2. You can't say when it comes to violence in elections, MPP are specializing. And MPP believes say, almost me winning elections without violence. I'm a fantastic. Now, Oba your cronfo. Now they be a car bounty or bokrono. Or bokrono be no protecting. You can't say me bad on Tessa on yes, sir. A room round ya obia nyama obiano. One of the baby, I know out there. Yet your maimu by election where I was west wagon. You who near course. The way MPP task their man for fast sitting member of parliament. Chania the year in Sam George and they can win now. 2020 elections. Touch my Chania course. Soldier funny play. I'm for a to the good civilian on armed civilian. Besim me Aminuka say the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, the president of the Republic of Ghana. Me hunda say what baby I condemn that particular act. The video footages are out there. Microphone committed this particular crime. A Mission Commission was set up to investigate the cause why I was so West Wagon. The report better about it. What happened to the report? What happened to the report? Sure. Recently, you have seen no by election. And nothing na boogie na boon stem because right then, very senior people, MPP people, they started blaming the IGP and blaming the police. Because in their mind, police are more quiet and perpetrating your person money. They came to my police station. I've forgotten the name. I will remember. They came there, and I had to go and hide somewhere. And see, me call it back when I'm in your Elliot. Oh yeah, voter.
Who came there?
Hey, before us in the car.
So I'm
a book. Oh, the police had to ask me to go and hide in one of the rooms. So me. I want to remember the name of the town and the police station. I want to remember the name of the mayor. It's near costing an name. We internal primaries, less than 1,000 delegates to go and just select 5 people. I be call for main election. She Papa Penny and of East. Oya Alan Cash ni agent. Oya Alan Cash ni agent.
BOGBO.
Minia.
No, I'm the NDC for
Oya agent of Alan Cash. She query the Papa ne faso. She query the Papa ne faso minia. Papa se ne nibe ye biom dia nyame kwa na anim.
Onanini anapa me na kasa. Yeah.
But ya hospital at me.
Anapa me na kasa.
And the radiase. And the radiase. E kwa ni faso. You reckon the Japan. Or some no kind I said they want to blame him on. You reckon the Japan has been part of NDC elections ways and means nyene. He has sat on the MPP elections way means share on one betina program we so sister station I think that Adom TV. E can say before she ni bufua. E kwa omo fast omo win election no, you put it out. One that. Omo she ni bufua, omo provoking na. He will let the whole world know how they won the elections. That is the date. Okay, data forces now. Yes, you are more commands as intelligent. Oh, better see a yin microphone and free jailer. Only a cow boss microphone, a human microphone, yeah. Say, I'm Jaumo, I'm Pampasi a Jaumo. They were asked to pay 1,800, all of them together, and they should go and see no more. Ain't it Sapa pay ọkọ abato no sir there na bia why oye expecting no here the betiana onye di not now no re he saw what was going on or see ya pia na agent ya ko share them na agent ya pabu na mala go share them ontimi mpie say hey na dey am ma perfect ya me dey NDC for no mo dey be hear me menti as the showdown there and the president get ready me no the best face so palm what I say make the Japan me your president me nka wan ka onye president
Fred
me nka wan ka wo ba o me nka onye vice president
e time aso
okay me na me dey kra no ye nua fenese host na doye
yeah
almost wan ka say blah blah you see I sit on this platform go ask him when him na the your friend chief of staff Mpensenpensenmu could be some question of elections they will deny it but God in heaven knows scar here chief of staff the mom from question of
what the man him for
MPP party from asking of by elections I'm telling you when ask how much money they give to the party
how much money do
200 million Ghana cedis I'm giving the figure I'm telling you
200
I am telling you.
See, people, this is a serious allegation.
We say serious allegation. We say serious allegation. We say allegation.
200 million.
We say tie.
No, Debbie.
What me abu ni pekunu ogana ha
na eti usadoye
mahama ka
usadoye no mje kana
so akwana ni kunu no kai
it is true say mame no mame
your time now
asa na mo kika
what's that no be minga
no be 200 unim
my ball
no betumi aka something na mude
Debbie
asema na
Fred okasa Debbie
na o ma okasa
entika me no
what be say bien
and so he's on record
so let me finish allegation
so he has said it and he needs to prove
I say Fred media for your boy Mama Mahama Pensono NDC Fokker what is Mahama
just a minute I think what was that Marty said Nana Fred I think
yes sorry yes sorry
yes see NDC for forum on Nanado emisi Nanado why am my friend Nanado Nana Fred
I think yes sorry
okay any what could be Nana
Fred Medase I think Mohammed Medase Fred Agbenyo Medase
oh and no Bani but Jerry yes see Jerry